Welcome to another video. Here we will find the measures of locations, namely the percentiles and quartiles in Excel. And for this example, I set up the data in a way that I have only 10 elements here, which means the sample size is 10, and I will tell you the reason once we talk about the functions in percentile. Let's look at the function first. So I'm going to go to Formulas, Insert Function, and go to the percentile functions, and you will see that we have two functions in Excel. One is called percentile exclusive, and the other one is percentile inclusive. Now, the definition or description in Excel probably doesn't explain much. This tells us that returns the kth percentile of values in range where k is in the range 0 to 1 exclusive. Now, what that means is 0 and 1 are not included in the calculation, which makes sense because we cannot find the 0 or 100% percentile. The other function says that it finds k in the range of 0 to 1 inclusive, which means it includes 0 and 100% percentile. Now, that's not really the only difference between these two functions. It's not just the 0 and 1. What these two functions do, in fact, is the exclusive one, which uses different algorithm, but more accurate algorithm than the inclusive, is that finds the kth percentile where k is between 1 over n and 1 minus 1 over n, where n, of course, is the number of elements in our set, which means 10. So the exclusive will find only the percentile between 1 over 10 and 1 minus 1 over 10, which is 9 over 10. So it's going to find only the 10th up to the 90th percentile in this particular example, while the inclusive will find any percentile. Now, why this makes more sense than the inclusive one? So as we said, let's assume that we have 10 data. To find the 10th percentile, that means I'm looking at 10% of the data where they are less than this value and 90% above this value. So in this particular example, this will be my 10th percentile, the first element, right? But if you try to find the 5th percentile, that's going to be a bit of a ridiculous question because you've only got 10 data items, so you cannot find a value below which 5% of your data exists. So in that particular case, the percentile.inc will try its best and it will find you a value, but it's not that accurate, while the percentile.exclusive will give us an error. Okay, and I will show you that in a minute. Now, let's look at both of them. Let's start with the first one. We're going to pick the array, and we're going to say that we're finding the 10th percentile, so 0.1. And it's going to tell you that it's 20.1. Right? Which means it's somewhere here where only one value is below, that's 10%, 90% are above. Let's look at the other one, the inclusive. Now, both of them give us different values, as I said, because they're using different algorithm in finding the values. The inclusive tells us that the value is 20.9, which is closer to the second value. Now, here it's not really big problem because it's just different values. Let's look at the 25th percentile, which is the first quartile, using both formulas. And I'm going to type 0.25 and it tells me it's 21.75, somewhere over here. And let's look at it using the inclusive one. Now, so far it's just that it's giving us different values because it is using different algorithm, but we really can't see why one is inclusive, why one is exclusive till we look at the fifth percentile, so 5%. For the first one, you will see that it will give you an error because there is no value below the fifth percentile, so it gives you what? A num, which means it's an error. For the second one, we said it's going to try its best to find the fifth percentile. And you will see that it will give us a value, 20.45. But is it really true? Is it accurate? Because this is where our 10th percentile should be. 1 below, 10%, 90% above. So the fifth percentile is somewhere below this value. That's why this cannot find it, while this one try its best, but it's not an accurate value. Let's look at the mean, the median, which is the 50th percentile. And it's the 50th, so it's 24.5, which is accurate. It's in the middle between the fifth and the sixth value, so it's between 24 and 25, so it takes the middle. And with the inclusive, it gives us the same value. Now, we know that these are, in fact, the first and the second quartile. Let's find the 75th percentile, and then we're going to find them using the quartile function. So 0.75, and for the other function, the same idea, 0.75. Now, let's try the quartile function. Same idea, we have quartile.exclusive and quartile.inclusive. So if we try the exclusive, here you don't have to specify the percentile, you just have to specify which quartile you want. The minute you press comma, it's going to show you your option. Do you want the first, which is the 25th percentile? Do you want the median, which is the 5th percentile? Or the third quartile, which is the 75th percentile? So I'm going to choose 1. And you will see it's the same as this function. Let's repeat that one more time. The range, and you want the second quartile and the third quartile. So as we can see, the exclusive one is more accurate because it gives us more accurate result, where the inclusive gives us different result, less accurate. But if you're trying to find the 5th percentile in a set of data with 10 elements, or the 95th percentile, then you have to use the inclusive one. The other functions that we're going to look at here is the percentile rank, which works the other way around. So this returns the rank of a value in a data set as a percentage of the data set, 0 to 1 exclusive. What does that mean? Here we found the 10th percentile. We found the 25th percentile. What if I want to find the rank of specific value? So first you have to specify the array, then the value you're looking for. So in this example, let's assume I'm looking for 22. I want to know the rank. Where is it? The third option here is the significance, which is how many significant digits do you want? How many decimal points do you want? This is optional. You can leave it empty, and it will return 3 significant digits or 3 decimal points. What does that mean? It means that the value 22 ranks in the 0.272, which is the 27th percentile. Let's try it one more time. And this time, let's pick a value that we know the rank for it. So let's try 24.5. and see what does it give us. The 50th percentile. So 24.5 ranked as the 50th percentile, and we know that from here. So the percentile rank, the same as the quartile rank, works backward. You specify the value that you're looking for. Let's say where 28 is located, what's its rank, and it will return the rank or the percentile of that value instead of finding the value that's lie in that percentile. So let's try it one more time. And this time, let's pick 28, for example. And I specified I want 6 significant digits, which means 6 decimal points. And it returns that 28 is the 81 percentile, which means it's this one over here. Okay, so that's for the percentile and quartile functions in Excel. And as I said earlier, if you want more accurate results, you will use the percentile exclusive. If you want values beyond the 1 over n or 1 minus 1 over n of your data, then you have to use the percentile inclusive, but you will risk having less accurate results. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.